on the kitchen table with a guy who was sort of the David Broder of the Pennsylvania Scranton Press.
Pause it.
Okay,
so he sat around the table.
You think I'm kidding about David Broder, who nobody knows who it is?
Okay, but he's talking about sitting around the table with a guy who reminded him of the great David Broder.
He's the David Broder of Scranton.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay,
so David Broder isn't from Scranton.
Okay, so we're at a kitchen table,
right?
With Stephen Broder, a local Stephen Broder type.
A local guy
comparing him to legend, and this is embarrassing when people compare other journalists to the legend David S. Broder.
It is.
We all know David Salzar Broder is in a league all his own.
Thank you.
Don't try to compare.
We don't need to fact check that. We know that.
You know what? That's like comparing Zach Wilson to Tom Brady. You just don't do it. Just don't. They might have similar arm strength. They might play the same position, but that's where it ends. Actually, you're right. I'm getting looks from Jeffy. Tom Brady doesn't have nearly the arm strength that Zach Wilson.
He's got strong enough arm strength to lift up, 6-7 Super Bowl rings.
Yes, he does. But that's why you don't compare people to David S. Broder. You know?
Okay, so to reset the scene here, because this is how far we've gotten in the clip. We're sitting at a kitchen table with a guy from Scranton who reminds Joe Biden
of the great
David Broder.
I'm not joking.
Legendary. Yeah. And he's not joking. So let's go back from the beginning so maybe we can get through this portion and hear the whole thing. Start at the top.
We can't.
On a kitchen table with a guy who was sort of the David Broder of the Pennsylvania Scranton Press. You think I'm kidding? It wasn't.
He can't remember his name.
And he would they'd come and have breakfast at the table.
Right.
And a kid could wander around the table where the adults were sitting, but you could never sit at the table.
The hell's happening? Okay, I don't know.
So the kids could wander around the table while the adults were having breakfast.
And this has to do with what?
He doesn't even know.
He can't remember the guy's name.
He can't remember the guy's name.
No.
He can't remember what they talked about, but he knows that they sat around the table.
But he's got some weird thing that he wants to get out about something that he thinks is profound.
Right.
Again, that I'm sure is not, but he's trying desperately to get there. With a story no one can relate to.
No one relates to. No one knows what he's talking about. Those kids are all 60, 70, or dead now. Yeah. And they were raised going, every time he came to the house, we couldn't sit at the table. My dad made us run around the kitchen. I mean, it's just...
And they told their friends at school, my dad is the David Salzar Broder of Scranton, Pennsylvania. And they're like, the other kids are like, you liar.
No way.
Liar. No way. Not David S. Broder.
No way.
No, there's no chance that's true. And the kid took a lot of beatings because of it.
Yeah, well, schools aren't what they used to be.
No, they're not. No.
And that's a shame.
People would bully them when they brought up David S. Broder. And it is.
Oh, tell us again how your dad is like him.
You lying little sack of crap.
Yeah. That's just amazing.
So the brilliance
just amazing
continues.
One day I showed up at off-year convention, and I was in the motel after the local motel, getting changed after the afternoon session, go back to the evening session. I'd come down with some young activists, a little older than me, but still young activists, who were involved in trying to reform the party. And I was in one of those 8x10 bathrooms, they have, shower, toilet, and a sink, and I got a towel on me and shaving cream. And
it's one of those unusual bathrooms with a shower, a toilet, and a sink. It had all three of those things. That is rare. That's a rare
5-star.
Rare trifecta. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. This is a $1,200 a night place.
Where's the kitchen table? Not in this nice of a hotel room?
I don't know.
Remember, this is a motel.
Okay, it's a motel.
It's a motel.
So there's probably no table.
There's no table.
But there is a bathroom that comes equipped with a shower, a toilet, and a sink.
I'll be damned.
That is an amazing trifecta right there.
He is riveting.
Riveting. He's the best storyteller
in
the White House.
Fall over.
Yeah,
he's about ready to fall over, and he's telling some story we have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay.
He's
walking
down back to his room from the day session to the night session.
Let him tell the story. It might go
With
somewhere.
a younger, well, not younger, older,
Right.
but a younger.
We're gonna run out of time. We gotta hear the story.
Holy cow.
One day I showed up at off-year convention, and I was in the motel after the local motel, getting changed after the afternoon session, go back to the evening session. I'd come down with some young activists, a little older than me, but still young activists.
Important detail right there.
Who were involved in trying to reform the party. And I was in one of those 8x10 bathrooms, they have.
Yeah.
Shower, toilet, and a sink. And
Okay.
I got a towel on me and shaving cream, and I hear bam, bam, bam at my door, really loudly.
Oh, wow.
And I wondered, what the hell is that? I thought it was this guy, Bob Cunningham, at a radio show, and a couple other guys. So I said, okay, guys. And I walked to the door and opened it up, and standing there was the former governor of the state of Delaware.
Oh, my God.
Albert N. Carville, a big guy, about 6'5", talked at you like this. And the state representative who got defeated 4 years earlier as a Democratic state rep who was retired. And
Pause it for a sec. Did you feel his muscles? Can you fill us in on that? Did you feel his muscles? Could he have blocked for you in college?
When you're working on new material, you want to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, you do. I guess
you want to tighten up a little bit. So.
This is like a demo.
Yeah.
Because I want to know if he felt up his biceps and talked about how they're bigger than his legs.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Those are bigger than my
critical.
thighs.
This is an artist kind of forming the clay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right before our eyes.
This is open mic night.
Here we go.
Yes.
Working on material.
There's more.
And Carville, a big guy, about 6'5", talked at you like this. And the state representative who got defeated 4 years earlier as a Democratic state rep who was retired.
What was his
and
name?
One of the
How much did he weigh?
From the family that
could have
had
said
more
former, but he said no, he
senators
lost.
appointed than any other family in American history.
What is
To
happening?
the tunnels, a former retired justice.
What?
And the,
What
and the
is
state
happening?
chairman.
I don't know.
And they said, I'm standing in a tunnel with
lost
shaving
me.
cream on my face.
Yeah. And I thought it was a morning
I'm
zoo
sitting
show.
there with the shaving cream on my
Remember, he
face.
thought it was a morning disc jockey or something. And it was.
Which, by the way, is he painting the picture that he is just wearing shaving cream and a towel?
That's right.
And he
I think
opened
so,
the
yeah.
door with just shaving cream and a towel?
Yeah.
Then why did he tell us about the young lady that was also... Is she
When he
in the
walked
room?
down with her.
Oh, he walked down with her.
All right, he walked down with the young activist who was older.
All right.
But still a young
But
activist.
still young.
activist.
Still young. Don't get him wrong. That's how young he was, though. That's the point of that.
Right.
Is I was so young and popular
exactly
and
the
powerful already that these activists were older than me, but they were still young, but older than me.
That's exactly the point of that.
Because I've been huge forever.
And